So what are some of the top concerns for seniors in maybe thinking about when is the right time to sell the house that we're in now?
Sure. Well, first of all, let's define senior, right?
Okay.
Because, even if you look at now, if you look at the age group of what you would call a senior, some people consider themselves a senior at 50, some people consider themselves a senior at 60, 65, and then some people never consider themselves a senior. So, for purposes of this conversation, let's differentiate between, say, the boomer who is maybe recently an empty nester. Maybe they're looking at downsizing so that they can travel more because they want to have a little more fun lifestyle, that kind of thing, versus someone who is a senior who is needing to move or is finding it maybe medically necessary or physically, mentally, all of those things. They really do need some more support in their life. And so there's really there's two very distinguishing factors in the demographics. So one is it's a lifestyle move, and one is a need-based move. And so two different types. So we can talk about the boomers first if you want to. That
sounds perfect.
Okay.
So
you have probably experienced a lot of sales in your career where people have, they have a huge 2-story house, they don't need it anymore, and it's time to simplify things, right?
Right.
And I think, what I love about that type of move is those are fun. And, people typically, there's a little bit of an emotional attachment to their home, but not always. And, but they're kind of excited to move on to that next phase of their life. And so I would say that the most important thing for them to be thinking about is buying something that they can stay in for a while. That if it needs to be modified, it can. If they need to have an elder parent move in with them, and that's part of their, plans, then they need some accommodations for that. And so I think there are so many different reasons why people do what they do, right? An agent, people are talking with their agent, knowing that how you guys practice, knowing how I know you already do this. So I'm saying that if someone's meeting with an agent, to make sure that they lay out, here's my plan. Here are my goals going forward. Either, like Chris and I, for instance, we downsized into this condo. It's a 2-bedroom condo. And we can literally lock up and leave and don't have to worry about our extra maintenance. It feels very safe for us to be able to do that, and it's awesome. However, it's also multi-level. So walk in on one level, you have to go down to the room and then up to the bedrooms and up one more level to the other set of bedrooms. It would not be ideal for us to have late life. It just wouldn't. So, but that wasn't our intent. Our intent was only to be here for a few years. So I think everyone has behind what they do, and it's so important with your agent to lay that out so that your agent can help you to find that.
Very good. I think the sound was just starting to break up a little bit there towards the end. But it's interesting that it'd be a multi-level unit. We see that a lot here in Wichita. People that want to go into a condo situation, and it's multi-level, which is not the ideal situation. So
yeah. And I think more and more, Catherine, there's going to be builders out there, hopefully, that are looking at building single-family, maintenance exterior free. Maintenance free exterior. There we go. So that people can do that and don't have a multi-level. So
yeah, we just listed a house yesterday after this last blizzard because the homeowner decided that's it, that's enough with snow shoveling, and that's exactly what she's looking for. And so we see that a lot, the lifestyle change and just getting away from the mowing and the gardening. It's like we've done that and we're done. So, well, let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, people that are moving for not just for a lifestyle change, but maybe needs-based or anticipating needs in the future.
Yeah. That's my favorite client, by the way. I absolutely love working with people who, and I guess, people say, well, why do you love that client? Because that's sometimes a sad situation when people are moving, not necessarily because they want to, but they know they need to. But here's what the great part about that is that no matter where you live, you can have the life that you want, really. And so a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to move to a senior community and I'm losing my independence. But the reality of that now is I get to share with them the really good news, which is there are so many options out there for people in the way of senior communities. You know, even assisted living communities used to be, people were a little concerned they were overly, they were more like a hospital, or that there was a lot of nursing care in them. But there are so many different varieties now of assisted living and independent living and CCRCs, continuing care retirement communities, that I want people to just know that their options have improved so much. Then when they go out and visit these communities, to know that it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. You know, there are lots of options out there. So, and not everyone needs to live in congregate housing. Not everyone needs a senior community like independent living or assisted living. Some people will do just fine in a community where, like a Cliff City, Del Webb type community, where it's a 55 acre, but everybody lives independently and they're on their own. And maybe they have resources that come into their home. So they have health, they have in-home care, non-medical in-home care, something like that. Those are always options too that I think people forget about. So.
Well, some of those retirement communities are very exciting, where people get a whole new social aspect, and some of them are like self-contained cities with the hair salon and the bank and movie theater and all kinds of things going on. So I've visited quite a few of them to meet with clients, and they're very nice. And then we've helped a number of people maybe leave our city to go move closer to family. And it's quite a process for them to go through to kind of dismantle all their household goods, to select what they're going to keep and take with them, and what they're going to maybe sell in an estate sale. So there's so much to think about when it comes to that point and going through everything.
That's probably the number one reason people go through our trainings, Catherine, is that, you know, that to have a full appreciation for that process. And so, you know, think about being, you know, let's just use an age, although age is typically not that relevant, but we'll just use an average age, because the average resident in an assisted living is 86. So somewhere in their early 80s to mid 80s, someone finds it necessary to move into assisted living. And here they have this house that they've lived in maybe, you know, sometimes as long as 40, 50 years. And they have all their stuff, you know, they have their kids' things, their grandkids' things, they have all of the memories that they've created in a whole lifetime in that home. And so parting with them, first of all, isn't a fast process for most people anyways.
Right.
So they're ready to do it, and they just, you know, it's not that hard. But for the vast majority, it's not an easy process. So then, okay, so emotionally you're able to decide to do it. Then there's the physical task of doing that. And literally, how do I handle getting rid of the things that I can't move and that need to be moved on? Fortunately, nowadays, you know, when we first started working with seniors, there wasn't something called a senior move manager. And so we did that ourselves, literally, for our clients. And now agents, really, I encourage them to align themselves with an entire resource team. And one of those key people is a downsizing specialist or a senior move manager. Estate sale liquidators, elder law attorneys, financial planners. They probably want to have at least access to a nurse practitioner or a case manager in their area, geriatric management. You know, and then that's in addition to all of your other your other real estate, you know, providers. You can align yourself with someone other than yourself to go in and help that client begin to sort and organize and arrange things for the move. It's so much easier than one person to do it all. And you know, Catherine, like with families, what I found is that if the agent is able to be the hub for that transaction and find resources for the family, it's such a burden on the family. And you get to be a great hero, because the truth of the matter is the family is also emotionally caught up in this transaction. And
Mm-hmm.
there is a support for them is, it's a big deal. And I know you've seen that with clients that you've helped.
Definitely.